If you've been in business long enough to realize leadership is shaped in the moments that no one sees, this episode, it's for you. Because the biggest shifts in how you lead, they don't come from strategy sessions or all your perfectly laid out plans. They come from all those little moments that stretch you, that challenge you, and quietly change how you show up as a person. By the end of this episode, I'm going to walk you through the 11 lessons that shaped me over the last 11 years in business, and why becoming a CEO, it's not the finish line. This is my lifelong practice. My first lesson as I reflect, and I want to be honest, I am trying to practice everything that I preach. And one of those practices is reflection. Like I've learned in books like The Gap and the Gain, I want to show up as the CEO who celebrates milestones and reflects in the past to figure out what's working and what's not working. And when I reflect back, the number one lesson that I learned was that even when I was scared, even when I didn't know what to do, I did it anyway. As I work with clients and my team and see other entrepreneurs, there is a tendency to wait until we have it perfect. Wait until the offer feels perfect. Wait until we find the perfect candidate. And instead, what I've learned and what's worked really well for myself and for Kickstart is to start, and we'll learn along the way. We don't wait for perfect. B plus and done is better than A plus ever will be because we have the opportunity to learn. And so I did pull up some pictures of our old website, old social media posts, those first few podcast episodes that were absolutely terrible, but they made us who we are today. Every time I see that orange logo or listen to one of those painful podcasts, I am grateful for the person who showed up anyway, even though I was scared and even though I didn't know exactly how to do it, but the opportunity to just learn. And that brings me to number 2 is to trust yourself. And it's okay to be proud. We have looked for help outside of Kickstart, whether that be coaches and consultants, our EOS integrator, people to come in to the business or courses to participate in so that we can get better and better. And I'm glad that we did it. It shaped who we are. But it's also okay to say, I trust myself. Like I trust myself and I trust my team to be able to do this. And then I'm really proud of who we are today. And I'm really proud of who my team has become and how we show up every single day for our clients and for this business. I have been known to be a quick start. And I actually used to shame myself for this. When we first took the Colby personality test years and years ago, I felt a lot of shame around being a quick start. And I was the only one on my team at that time that had that personality trait. But what I've learned over time is that it's okay to act fast. Quick starts can be really powerful. And it's actually something that I talk about in third interviews now when I'm interviewing bookkeepers and account managers and team members to come and work here. I want to be clear that one thing that makes us really, really unique here at Kickstart is that we act fast. We are constantly growing, we are constantly changing and constantly evolving. And I want to work with people who can not necessarily be quick starts, but can tolerate that environment and excited to learn and grow alongside of me. And so thank you to my team for allowing me to lean in to this personality trait that I have and to be a quick start alongside of me. And also when it's time to pause and to discern. So it brings me to my next lesson learned, which is not everyone is going to think like you. And it's okay for me to lean into my strengths and let go of my weaknesses. I don't have to show up every day to air quote work on my weakness. I can lean into what I'm strong in and I can allow other people to show up in their genius. We've worked with Patrick Lencioni and the Working Genius model over the last several years. And that has helped us work as a team to know who wonders, who wants to invent new things. Is somebody arguing with me for argument's sake, or are they trying to discern the project? Have we spent enough time thinking through what is the problem? What are we solving for? What solutions have we invented? And who's actually going to carry through that project? And so I think for me, yes, I have learned that it's okay for me to act fast and that having that quick start can be powerful. However, not everyone is wired the way that I am, and that's a good thing. And I need to allow the other team members that I have here at Kickstart show up in their working geniuses to help me slow down and to follow through and to take projects to completion and to work together so we can all continue to lean in our strengths and we can all support each other in our weaknesses. Which brings me to my next lesson, that it's okay to get help. As entrepreneurs, I think that we wear the superhero cape. Like, I can do everything. If I just learn QuickBooks, if I just learn how to use Canva, if I just learn how to edit my own videos, if I just learn how to be a better podcast editor, like whatever it might be, it's also okay to say, I actually don't want to learn how to be a podcast editor. I actually don't want to learn how to be a bookkeeper. I don't want to learn QuickBooks, and to get help in the areas where you're not strong. I like to tell my clients all the time, I can't do what you do. Like, I literally can't do what you're great at in your business. I need you. I need the people who we have as professional partners and vendors. And I hope that you guys can allow us to be needed by you. Like, we want to show up for you, and I need help in my business, and that's okay. So one of the biggest lessons that I learned was that I don't have to do everything. It's okay to get help and allow people to be better at things that I am so that I can lean into their strengths and I can support them in their weaknesses. So getting help both in professional services and in building a team. I have this amazing team alongside of me. And that's because I've been willing to over and over and over again in 11 years to say, hold on, there's actually somebody who's better at this or who can work alongside me to support this function in this business. And how can we go farther, faster together? One thing that this episode is helping me do is celebrate. This is a lesson that I have learned the hard way. I, like so many other entrepreneurs, do not pause to reflect and to grow. And I want to do better, not just for myself, right? If we can allow ourselves to celebrate, it can feel really good to say, I did this. And I want to get better at celebrating for my team. I am so proud of my team, and I want to celebrate them even when celebrating feels hard, even when the next challenge has already presented itself, which every day, every month, every week in this business, it presents a new challenge. And I want to get better at celebrating each milestone and each time we overcome challenges, because I think that there is a lot that we can learn in pausing, reflecting. Like, let's grow together by celebrating. This is something I think that we do a better job of for our clients. Like, when our clients hit their first $1 million, or they finally hit that goal, or they finally find the right team member, we're great at celebrating our clients. But this is a lesson that I've learned for myself and for Kickstart, that I want us to get better at celebrating internally, because I am so dang proud. Next brings me to feedback. Over the last 11 years, receiving feedback and giving feedback has been a growth journey for me. When clients used to give feedback about our services and our team, I would get so defensive. I'm like, but here's all the things you don't see that goes on behind the scenes. And look, I think all of us have been there one way or another. It's like, calling your dog ugly. But this has been a growth journey for me. I now seek feedback and I appreciate feedback. So, for all of you who are filling out our client surveys, sending in podcast episodes that you want to hear content about, or responding on Instagram, like, seriously, thank you. I want your feedback. I want to hear from you because in these lessons, you'll hear we want to grow. Like I am in this for the long game. I love what we do. And so I want to continue to show up and grow as a business owner, as a CEO. And I want to give that same opportunity to my team. And so I've learned how to provide feedback through crucial conversations. And I want to continue to take our clients' feedback and to provide that for our team so that we can all learn and grow together. All right, my next lesson is that you might feel lonely. I know at times over the last 11 years that I have felt lonely. And it's been really important for me to find my people, business groups, team members who I can rely on, my money team, the people who can support me financially, and learning to lean in and let them support me. At times when things get tough, it's easy for me to isolate. It's easy for me to take blame for the mistakes that are happening in the business and the economy with team members and my team, my business groups, the programs that I'm involved in, my money team. The more that I lean into them and let them support me, the better I can be because entrepreneurship can be really lonely. Your mom, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friends, they don't necessarily know what you're going through as an entrepreneur, and that's okay. They don't need to know, they don't need to understand. But as entrepreneurs, let's find our people so that we can be supported. And that's been a big lesson that I've learned is that when I need the support, to let people support me. All right, next is to never say never. I reflected on some of our old Instagram posts, and there were things that I never thought we would do. Recording this solo episode and being vulnerable with you all, never in a million years did I think that I would record an episode like this. And so I want to give us permission to never say never. I want to allow myself to pivot and grow, and I want you to be able to do the same. And so I hope we can all learn that it's okay to pivot. It's okay to become a different business today than you were previously. When I started Kickstart, my first few clients, I wanted to provide CFO services, budgeting, strategy, consulting. And what I found was that we couldn't create a budget or strategy without bookkeeping. And so we had to make a hard pivot to bookkeeping first. Gosh, am I so glad that we made that pivot because we've been able to help so many business owners along the way. And we have been able to pivot and grow again, offering our CFO services today, creating KSA tax partners, and being able to support our clients in every area. And so I will never say never, ever again. I will allow Kickstart and myself to continue to pivot and grow. We have some big, big visions for the next 10 years. And I am so excited to continue to bring that to you guys. Lastly, maybe you need to hear this, that it's okay to not have balance. I try my best to take one day a week away from my laptop, but I can't help it. I wake up thinking about Kickstart. I think about Kickstart while I'm meditating, while I'm at yoga, while I'm walking on the beach, while I'm on vacation. And I am obsessed with what we do. And I love every minute of it. And it used to make myself feel really, really guilty that I couldn't turn off my thoughts, that I couldn't stop thinking about you guys, and that I needed, air quote, more balance. And so I am working on my next decade to find balance in other ways, but I'm not going to do that through shame or guilting myself for being excited about what we do and being excited to grow this business. As I look forward to the next decade, what matters most to me is that business owners, they don't feel like they're guessing their way or they have to go at this alone. If this episode brought up questions about your leadership, your numbers, or what needs to change next, this is exactly the work that we do with our clients at Kickstart. We help business owners move from reflection into clarity. So the next season of growth, it feels intentional. We're not reactive.